Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been almost a good month since my last video, and I just want to share with you, shed some light on what the current job market looks like right now in cybersecurity because I'm going through it myself. Now, I am still employed, so I want to at least share that with you. So my urgency, it's not as critical as someone who's not currently employed. So I just been going through speaking to some recruiters, and what I found was just like ridiculous. So, one of the key elements of being cybersecurity, we have all these different paths, right? You can watch all these different videos. You can be a SOC, you could be a threat hunter, you could be red team, blue team, whatever team. And of course, it's all out there, right? GRC, you don't need to know the technicals, you don't need a degree, but you should have a degree. So I'm going to give you a few pointers right now, and I'm going to illustrate some of the highlights of what some organizations are looking for. And it just blew my mind how this is even possible right now. So it did not even matter the fact that I had CISSP and I have a degree, but ultimately, this hiring company, I'm not even going to, it's just, they want someone with OSCP. Now, mind you, this company is not a red team, is not a pen testing company. They wanted, literally, the job description had one line: you need to know some penetration testing, but required. They need to have OSCP. I'm like, what in the world? And I'm speaking to the uh, recruiter, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm just as in shock as you are. Like, it's difficult. You can't find someone that has OSCP and then expect them to have all this knowledge in blue teaming, right? You can't expect them to have if they had experience and working experience and still working with the OSCP, they're most likely a pen tester. They're not working in Splunk. They're not working with your EDRs. They're not working with your DLPs because those are other professionals in that cybersecurity realm that will be qualified for that, right? So again, this goes back to the whole wanting a unicorn. Yeah, that's very rare. It's like if you guys are anything familiar with the current Labubu stuff, it's like your mystery, you know, box. You're hoping to get what you want and not just some random one that you don't want. And that's I feel like you only get what you want if you're looking out for that specific color combination, whatever it is. I know it's a bad analogy, but yeah, the Labubu is just crazy right now. But anyway, so to sum this all up, it's like having a black belt while you're in kindergarten, and but you need to have at least 2 years of experience with your black belt, even though you're only in kindergarten, right? You have maybe first grade. I don't know. It's insane. It's insane. And unfortunately, it wasn't just one. It was multiple uh, different positions requiring these like more assumption, more certifications, more knowledge in different areas of cybersecurity. Like they don't want to span out. They don't want to dissect it, right? They don't want one person to do this. They don't want another. They want one person to do everything. Um, and unfortunately, the salary isn't even all the way up there for this one person to do everything. The salary has actually, in my opinion, has dropped ridiculously low. No, not ridiculously low, but low enough where if you were to fill this position with all your great knowledge, you would feel as soon as you start, you would feel like you're underpaid. Wow, right? Was that and is that because we were so uh, spoiled with these high paying salaries for these low end tech jobs, low end cybersecurity jobs, SOC 1 people coming in making six figures? Was that because we were being spoiled, or, because the market has shifted? Unfortunately, just like the housing market, stock market, apparently now the job market is following trends of how much to pay a professional. right? It used to be set in stone almost like, oh yeah, a CISO should be making at least 220,000 a year USD, okay? But now you get CISOs who are making like 170,000, which is like unheard of 4 years ago or maybe 3 years ago. But times are shifting. People are getting more desperate. There was more saturation. And because there's more saturation, there's going to be an influx of professional, skilled individuals with experience. So the hiring companies have their own picking. I mean, they can just go to the apple field and pick whatever apples they want, like pristine, colored, nice and red and sweet, anything they want. Um, yeah, that's where we are. And of course, I said that I've been away for a good month, and I had a lot of time to reflect on a lot of things. I was away. I didn't work. Signed off for. I was gone for a month, and it was interesting to see different perspectives from across the world. Right, different people working different things in IT and cybersecurity, not just in the U.S., but from a different perspective, different world. There is a demand there as well, and it's a crazy market. It is competitive because not only are you competing with people, domestically, you're also competing with people who are international, right? So these H1 visas and these working visas have an opportunity to capitalize on these positions as well. And also the reason why salaries have been decreasing, because why not, right? If I can pay someone less and still get the same work, why wouldn't I? Some of you, of course, have complained, or not complained, but commented and said that, well, what about privacy? What about the data being offshore? What about this and that? Yes. And yes, I agree. But corporations, organizations, they really don't care, and or if they probably analyze their risk based on that. And if the risk is, yeah, we can afford that. If it does happen, then we'll just, continue on and pretend like, nothing happened yet. And if it does, then we'll pay for it, right? Or they don't even think that far ahead. Of course not. Why would they, right? Because all they see is current spending now. There's always a budget now. So that is the kind of just the gist of it, really. It's really really sad. So one of the other things, and if you made it this far, is, so if I don't have experience, how do I get this land this position? How do I get into cybersecurity? Do I just build a lab at home? Unfortunately, now building labs at home and having all this knowledge and transferring it over through the interview doesn't even matter, because you don't have the actual experience. So how the hell do you get the experience? So another video where they say, oh, well, you can go out and start your own business. How are you going to start your own business while you have no experience? That just doesn't make any sense. What is the final solution? Commitment, being persistent and consistent. Persistent, consistent, and just staying on target. Study, study, study. Not telling you to take all these certifications, but study. Know what field you want to get into. Consistently keep up to date with it. News, articles, events, current situations. Follow CISA, the NIST, and all these other government sites to do your labs, right? Do your labs. You don't need to pay a lot of money into those. Watch those YouTube videos. Keep on at it, right? Just apply. Of course, apply to things that you feel like you qualify for. Nothing extravagant. Unfortunately, you're going on to these job boards and people are applying to like hundreds, and you see hundreds of applicants, and you're like, why should I even bother at this point? Word of mouth. Reach out to your connections on LinkedIn. I know if you don't have a job, you haven't built those connections, where the hell do you even start? I'm probably another thing is local groups, local community groups. That's probably something I really want to start and make it affordable to a lot of younger individuals. Because if you want to go to like the ISC Squared and these ISACA events, they are expensive. So expensive that I don't even want to pay for it and join them. Just saying, guys. So keep an eye out for that because that's something I really want to begin. And I think I should. Comment below if you made it this far. If you think I should start a community for everyone to gather my connections and, grouping them up with people who are talented and should be offered a position for a junior to intermediate to senior level, whatever, anything, everyone and anything, right? It should be an open market for all that. Do not pay for membership into job applicants or job subscription platforms or job, whatever. I've started to see a lot of those too. Like, oh, subscribe and pay like $10 a month to become, look for jobs here, right? Instead of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like the thing of the past, right? Don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Do your research before you do. If you really feel confident that these things are going to help you, then okay, you can spend the money. But honestly, you shouldn't be spending money looking for jobs. Just saying. Besides buying a new shirt if you had an on-site interview. All right. I'll leave it here at that. Glad to be back, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Take care.